I am deathly afraid of playing Baldur's Gate 3. And that's not because you can do it with a bear, and it's not because all the love interests are straight out of book talk and women scare me. It's really because so many revere this game to be one of, if not the best RPG of all time. And because of that, I'm just afraid that once I played this game, all other turn based RPGs might just end up paling in comparison. So I really need your help to prepare for Baldur's Gate 3 because I am seriously so god awful at turn based RPGs, let alone strategy games in general. My whole life, I've been playing action shooters, action RPGs, puzzle games, and basically everything under the sun besides turn based RPGs and city builders. I even played Honey Pop and Hentai Minesweeper 100% of that thing, by the way, in only 25 minutes. I played Darkest Dungeon for 7 minutes, XCOM 2 for 4 minutes. My only claim to fame in this genre is almost beating a campaign in Enters the Breach. The only Pokemon game I played was Pokemon Crystal when I was a kid. The only Final Fantasy game I played was 4 and 15. I'm just a complete and utter noob. Traditionally, I've never been interested in turn-based stuff besides, I don't know, chess. But eventually, I have to change that because I love RPGs, mostly action RPGs. I love the freedom of expression using different weapons. I love gearing and progression systems. I love exploring thoughtfully crafted worlds. And I just love a well-written story. And for what I've gathered on the internet through the couple of years that it's been out, is that is exactly what Baldur's Gate 3 delivers. Now, what I gather is actually really next to nothing besides what other people have said. I refuse to look up gameplay, story, or gearing systems. I just want to enjoy the game completely blind. All of my favorite moments playing games have been playing them absolutely blind. For example, I got Fallout 3 as a Christmas gift from my dad when I was 8 or 9. I had no clue what it was even about. I just thought the guy on the front with the power armor looked cool. A decade and a half later, it's still in the conversation for my favorite games of all time, despite me playing over 1,000 different games by now. But should I even wait if it's just such an amazing, renowned game? Why not just jump into it and learn as I go? Maybe then I'll be better at tactical CRPGs that way. Well, I thought about it. Since I'm so green in the world of tactical RPGs, I just feel like Baldur's Gate 3 might actually spoil other games for me. Now, to clarify, I'm talking specifically about turn-based RPGs, tactical RPGs, CRPGs, and pretty much anything with this isometric camera angle that isn't an ARPG. These games just make you use your brain, which obviously I don't do too much of in my normal games. Now, this might be a weird backwards logic, but think about your favorite restaurant and what kind of food it is. Now, imagine going to a different, worse restaurant with the same kind of food. It's gonna suck, like regardless if it's your favorite food or not, because you've just tasted much better of the same type of food. Nothing is going to compare to your favorite spot until you find a new favorite spot. But if you went to that worst restaurant first without exploring the better one that you really love, you probably would actually find it good. Okay, I'm over this food metaphor. Basically, I just want to play 4 to 5 pause. Basically, I just want to play 4 to 5 games in the same-ish genre as Baldur's Gate 3 so that I can enjoy them fully before going to that Michelin star God, why am I stuck on this food analogy? This is just a brand new genre for me. Again, as per usual, I might just be thinking about this way too much, but I also just suck at this genre and I want to get better at it so I can continue exploring some of the most popular and unique gaming experiences. I know some of you might also be new to tactical RPGs. I know some of you are afraid to play Baldur's Gate 3 because it seems so grand in scale and complexity and will melt your brain. I'm right there with you. So if you really want to play Baldur's Gate 3 and get the most out of it, you might want to try prepping for it like me and play some of these other games. You could also just play it, but I want to try something different. So, what exactly about RPGs could possibly be so hard for me to grasp? Am I just zoomer brained and can't sit still for longer than 5 minutes? Honestly, yeah, I think that's the problem. These games require a specific but very necessary skill that I haven't fully tapped into yet, which is patience. I would consider myself to be a very patient person outside of video games, but in the video game world, I struggle. When I played Fallout 4 for the first time, I actually really did enjoy it, even if it feels clunky to me today, but the story caught my attention. So much so that I just rushed it and never really explored the world or did side quests or anything. That is a patience problem. Or a development problem. I don't know. I don't know. You be the judge of that. In CRPGs, you really have to think about the kind of build you want to play, the kind of person you want your character to be. You also have to pay attention to dialogue and actually read stuff. What is this, homework? Patience in video games might be a skill that needs tuning for me, but it's a part of a more broad skill of being good at RPGs, which is something I'm not. So, starting right after I beat Deus Ex Mankind Divided, I will be playing a multitude of single-player tactical RPGs and attempt to play them from start to finish in order to prep for the raid boss that is Baldur's Gate 3. This is also something I'd urge you guys to try too. It might help, might not, but I mean, at least we're trying out some new games. This genre is almost completely untapped for someone like me, so it will be a whole new world. I've already picked out a few games that I've heard are good and that have caught my attention. The games I want to play in no order are Disco Elysium, Pillars of Eternity, Dragon Age Inquisition. I don't know, you guys tell me if Inquisition or Origins is better, I don't know. And finally, the world-renowned game Divinity 2 Original Sin. Or wait, no, it's Divinity Original Sin 2, I think. That is the lineup. Alright, well, I ended up finishing Deus Ex, and I immediately went to go play Disco Elysium. And, I just couldn't focus, and frankly, I got bored. I don't think it's a bad game, or it's boring by any means. It's just my patience that's the problem. And that's why I really need your help. I need you to put me on to some really good games. This is a rare opportunity to put me onto something completely new, and I'm specifically looking for games in the genre that are really easy to pick up. I just need something to ease myself into strategy games because I'm hopeless in this field. So please let me know what you think I should play. I really look forward to discussing it with you guys in the comments. That's really all I got. All right, you know how at the end of my
you don't want my opinion?
No, shush. All right, you know how at the end of my video, you know how at the end of my videos I always like do a little threat like subscribe or blah blah blah, right? So I did here's the outro I got. That's all I got though. Subscribe or my thumbnail artist will draw you pregnant. How do you feel about that?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, yeah.
I'll do it. I'll do it
That's
too.
it.
He'll do it too.